Hi, I'm Melissa.
And I'm Samantha, and we're here to talk to you about the power of words and how they can affect a person physically, mentally, and emotionally. In the article titled The Power of Words, discuss that verbal abuse, verbal insults, and the power of words can damage a person inside.
In 2007, a research was taken and found that over 80% of bullying cases took place inside school grounds. Throughout the article, there are many pros and cons, but the cons tend to outweigh the pros. Some of those pros can include that children get a taste of the real world. They realize that if everything was sugar-coated when they were little, and then they go out on their own, it would be a very rude awakening. Second, they learn independence and self-defense. If kids and older people don't stand up for themselves, then they'll be crushed when they go out into the real world. Third, it builds character. And fourth, it helps you mentally defend yourself.
Though those are the pros, there are many cons to verbal abuse, verbal insults, and the power of words. So obviously the first con is it hurts the feelings of an individual, that is the victim. It can also, we place attention on words differently depending on biological personality traits. So some words that you think that won't affect someone actually does. Words place attention on different things that a person is insecure about. In the article, it discussed that someone that had an eating disorder, if words were mentioned about body, that they would feel insecure about it and think it's directed towards them and their illness. And also, verbal abuse can cause mental health issues such as depression, anxiety, and they can become antisocial because they don't know how to interact with others because they think that others are verbally insulting them. And that also another con can become this verbal insult can become a cycle, and that the victim that is getting verbally insulted can start verbally abusing and insulting others, and then it's a cycle, and then it leads to the next, and it never stops. And a very hard con that can lead to this would be suicide, that a person doesn't feel that they belong in the world anymore because of what someone else is doing to them and their thought processes and things that they're not important, which is not true. So we told you about the pros and cons, and now we want to tell you about ways that we can prevent it and as a society and make people comfortable in their own comfort.
So, one way to prevent verbal abuse from happening is to set positive expectations. A second way is to report it if you witness it. If you see something, say something. A third way is to not bully back. If you bully back, then everything will just escalate to the next step. If you see the verbal abuse, don't get involved. Go find a responsible adult, and they will deal with the problem.
So in conclusion, words are just not words, that they can affect people, that actually words hurt more than sticks and stones, as the old saying went. And in elementary school, we all learned that you have to treat people the way you want to be treated, that if you treat someone poorly, then the result is you're going to be treated poorly. So in all, especially in this day and age, that bullying, verbal abuse, verbal insult are taking over elementary, middle schools, and high schools, that we need to work together and prevent this and stop this from going on because it is damaging kids. So that's all we have for today. Stay tuned next time. Let's go.